Welcome back to The Explainer. So today we're unpacking a concept that, honestly, it seems incredibly simple, but it carries immense, undeniable strategic weight. I'm talking about the promise. Whether you're just starting out as an entrepreneur or you've been in the game for years, how you manage your commitments, yeah, that can literally make or break you. So let's dive right into the insights and see how we can leverage our word to build genuine trust and, well, a totally bulletproof reputation.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You shake hands, an agreement is made, and you think you're totally set. But it begs this really frustrating question. How much is a business promise actually worth? Because, let's be real, the day-to-day reality of business often falls painfully short of the ideal. People love to talk a big game, but when it's actually time to execute, well, suddenly things mysteriously get complicated.
And that brings us to a pretty harsh, maybe even slightly cynical reality straight from our source material. Promises are broken all the time. Just let that sink in for a second. It sounds a little bleak, I know, but relying completely on what someone says they'll do, it's frankly unwise. You've got to always leave a little room for disappointment, simply because not everyone out there is going to honor their word.
All right, Section 1. The reality of broken promises and identifying deceptive behaviors. Let's get into it.
You know, this is the exact trap so many of us fall into. A business partner offers you the absolute world. They've got this great, friendly exterior, they're making grand guarantees, and honestly, it feels incredibly reassuring in the moment. But the reality? They end up dragging you through immense difficulty. Like the text explicitly points out, it is so incredibly easy to make a promise, but man, it is extremely hard to actually deliver on it.
So, how do we actually defend ourselves against this? Well, first off, you need to take specific note of individuals who frequently promise things, but just never seem to deliver. Next, establish a pattern. Don't just look at one-off, isolated incidents. And third, stop relying completely on their words. By actively identifying that lack of follow-through, you're essentially building a protective shield right around your business.
Okay, moving on to Section 2, safeguarding your professional standing and managing your own output.
In this context, we really need to completely redefine what a reputation actually means. It's not just some vague, nice-to-have moral standard. It is a highly valuable strategic asset, and it's safeguarded by making sure your words consistently match your actions. Because when those two things finally align, you gain true influence. It becomes this bulletproof tool that opens doors that would absolutely otherwise remain locked.
Look, we all have that instinctual urge to seek instant approval, right? It's human nature. So we overpromise, and then, inevitably, we underdeliver. But the text strongly warns that this will only torpedo your reputation. The real strategic brilliance here lies in doing the exact opposite of the crowd. Underpromise and overdeliver. Honestly, it is the absolute best way to safeguard your standing in any industry.
Which leads us perfectly into Section 3, the underpromise strategy and navigating high-pressure situations. Whenever we're under pressure, our instincts just scream at us to say yes to relieve the tension in the room. But instead of caving, try this. First, evaluate the pressure for what it actually is. Second, assess the absolute certainty of your delivery. And third, and this one requires massive emotional restraint, withhold the promise if you are at all uncertain. Actually, the rule here is explicit. Never promise anything unless you are 100% certain you can deliver.
And finally, Section 4, treating promises like diaries and the ultimate rule of restraint.
I want you to think about this metaphor for a second. Treat promises like your personal diary. Man, that is some hard-won wisdom right there. Because you wouldn't just leave your personal diary sitting wide open on a coffee table for anyone to read, would you? No way. You guard it. Well, promises require that exact same profound restraint. They're intimate, they bind you, and once they are out there in the world, you are totally tethered to them.
So the core takeaway here is actually pretty simple. Only make promises when there is a specific use and need for them. Think of it this way. Your word is your currency. It should be kept securely hidden, fiercely protected, and honestly, only spent when it's absolutely necessary and strategically sound. Whatever you do, don't just give it away to fill the awkward silence.
So I want to leave you with this final thought to chew on today. If your promises really are your personal diary, who are you letting read yours? Are you just handing out pages to anyone who happens to ask? Or are you truly safeguarding your reputation like the powerful strategic asset it actually is? Protect your word. Use that underpromise strategy to your absolute advantage, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.